Staring at your tiny balcony or patio and thinking you will never grow anything more than a single sad tomato plant. What if I told you that even in a space as small as 1 square meter, you could harvest more fresh, delicious produce than you ever imagined? It sounds crazy, I know, but by the end of this video, you'll have the exact blueprint to turn your small space into a productive urban oasis. You won't believe how much you can actually grow. Well, for starters, it's a huge step toward food security, especially if you live in a city or suburb. Imagine just stepping outside your door to grab fresh herbs, salad greens, or even juicy strawberries for your breakfast. It's not just convenient, it's a fantastic way to slash your grocery bills while eating the freshest, most nutritious food possible. Plus, it's a simple, powerful way to live a more sustainable life, even if you don't have a sprawling backyard. You're reducing food miles to zero and connecting with nature right at home. Alright, let's dive into the hacks that will revolutionize your gardening game. First up, hack number 1, go vertical. This is the absolute king of small space gardening. Instead of spreading out, we are going to grow up. Think about it. Your floor space is limited, but your vertical space is wide open. This works because many plants, especially vining ones like cucumbers, peas, and pole beans, are natural climbers. By giving them a structure to climb, you free up all the valuable ground space below for other plants. So how do you do it? It's simple. You can install a trellis against a wall or at the back of a planter. You can use hanging baskets for strawberries or trailing flowers. Wall-mounted planters are fantastic for creating a living wall of herbs and lettuces. You can even make a DIY plant ladder. A common beginner mistake here is underestimating how heavy plants get. Make sure your structures are sturdy and securely fastened. Don't use flimsy materials that could collapse under the weight of a mature, fruit-laden plant. Next, hack number 2, the art of stacking and tiering. This is like building a skyscraper for your plants. Instead of single-level pots, use tiered planters or stackable containers. This method multiplies your growing area without increasing your footprint. It works because it creates different microclimates. The top tiers get more sun and might dry out faster, which is perfect for sun-loving herbs like rosemary, while the bottom tiers are more shaded and retain moisture, ideal for plants like spinach or mint. To get started, you can buy ready-made tiered planters, or you can get creative and DIY a solution by stacking pots of decreasing size, using a central rod for stability. When you're planting, think strategically. Put drought-tolerant plants on top and moisture-loving ones at the bottom. The biggest mistake beginners make is improper watering. Water from the top and let it trickle down, but always check the soil in the lower tiers to make sure they aren't getting waterlogged. Good drainage is absolutely essential for every level. Let's move on to hack number 3, companion planting. This is like smart matchmaking for your garden. It's the practice of planting different crops together that mutually benefit each other. It's not just folklore, there's real science behind it. Some plants can deter pests, others can improve soil health, and some provide physical support or shade for their neighbors. This allows you to pack more plants into a small area because they're working as a team, not competing. For example, plant basil next to your tomatoes. The basil is known to repel tomato hornworms and is said to improve the tomato's flavor. Planting marigolds around your garden helps deter nematodes and other pests. The mistake to avoid: planting bullies together. Some plants, like fennel, can actually inhibit the growth of their neighbors, so do a quick search on plant compatibility before you start pairing them up. Now for hack number 4, master the square-foot garden. This method, popularized by Mel Bartholomew, is a super organized, highly productive way to garden in raised beds or large containers. You divide your growing area into a grid of 1-foot squares. Each square is then planted with a specific number of plants, depending on their size. This system eliminates wasted space from traditional rows and makes it incredibly easy to manage. It works because it concentrates your resources, water, soil, and nutrients, exactly where they're needed, leading to healthier plants and higher yields. To set this up, build or buy a raised bed. Even a 2x2 foot one is great to start. Fill it with a high-quality soil mix, often called Mel's Mix, which is 1 part compost, 1 part peat moss or coco coir, and 1 part vermiculite. Then, create a grid on top using string or thin strips of wood. A simple chart will tell you whether to plant 1, 4, 9, or 16 plants per square. For instance, you'd plant 1 tomato per square, but 16 carrots. The common mistake is overcrowding. Stick to the recommended number of plants per square. It might look sparse at first, but trust me, they will fill in quickly. Hack number 5 is for everyone. Even if you have 0 outdoor space, grow indoors with microgreens and herbs. This is instant gratification gardening. Microgreens are just young vegetable greens harvested right after the first true leaves have developed. They are packed with nutrients and flavor. You can grow them on a sunny windowsill in a shallow tray, and you can get a harvest in as little as 1 to 2 weeks. It's perfect for adding a fresh, zesty kick to salads, sandwiches, and smoothies. Getting started is so easy. All you need is a shallow tray with drainage holes, some seed starting mix, and your chosen microgreen seeds. Broccoli, radish, and kale are great for beginners. Moisten the soil, sprinkle the seeds densely, and lightly press them in. Keep them moist and in a sunny spot, and that's it. For herbs, a simple pot of basil, mint, or parsley on the kitchen counter can provide fresh flavors for your cooking year-round. The mistake here is overwatering. These tiny plants are susceptible to mold, so use a spray bottle to keep the soil moist but not soggy and ensure good air circulation. Our final hack, number 6, is all about the foundation, soil and watering hacks. In small containers, soil is everything, and it dries out fast. The key is to create a soil mix that retains moisture but also drains well. My go-to recipe is mixing high-quality potting soil with about 20 to 30% compost for nutrients and a handful of perlite or coco coir for aeration and water retention. This supercharges your soil. For watering, consistency is crucial. Self-watering planters are a game changer for small spaces. They have a built-in reservoir that wicks water up to the plant roots as needed, which prevents the cycle of overwatering and underwatering that so many container gardeners struggle with. If you don't have self-watering pots, try using a wine bottle watering spike. Just fill a wine bottle with water, turn it upside down, and stick it in the soil. It will slowly release water over a few days. The biggest mistake is using cheap, dense potting soil from the dollar store. It will compact, won't drain, and will suffocate your plant's roots. Invest in good soil. It's the single most important factor for success. So, how do you put this all into practice without feeling overwhelmed? Here's a simple routine. Make it a weekly ritual. Every Sunday morning, for example, spend 15 minutes with your garden. Check the soil moisture in every container. Don't just water on a schedule. Water when the top inch of soil feels dry. As you water, take a moment to really look at your plants. Are there any yellow leaves? Any signs of pests? Prune off any dead or dying foliage to encourage new growth. Then, once a month, give your plants a boost. If you're using containers, the nutrients in the soil get used up quickly. You can top dress your pots with a thin layer of compost or add a balanced liquid organic fertilizer when you water. This is like giving your plants a power-up that will keep them producing all season long. Observing your garden regularly is the best way to learn and prevent small problems from becoming big ones. So there you have it, a full toolkit to transform your tiny space into a productive paradise. My challenge to you is this: don't just watch this video. Pick one hack that excites you the most and start today. Maybe it's setting up a small trellis, planting a pot of companion herbs, or starting a tray of microgreens on your windowsill. Start small, have fun with it, and watch your space transform. You'll be amazed at how much fresh food, joy, and connection to nature you can cultivate, no matter how little space you have. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more gardening tips. Let me know in the comments which hack you're going to try first. Happy gardening!